Let's dig in. So this is Studio One. This is my tracking window, and that is what we're looking at right now. Looks like we've got two people joining. Thank you for coming in. I'm happy to take what I can get at this point. You got to start small, right? So these are my drum tracks. Right here. I apologize. I just ate some delicious lunch. Okay, so we've got. I use two mics on my kick, two mics on my snare, one mic per tom, a stereo overhead, and then hi-hats. And I'm almost considering getting rid of my hi-hat mic. I very rarely use it. And so yeah, let's see here. Let's see how this sounds first. Like I was saying earlier, I haven't listened to this yet. I hope it's good. So we just take a listen. Hopefully the audio is coming through. Yeah, looks like it is. And, yeah, that was a great entrance. So the levels look good. The yeah, the levels look good. I think I'm just gonna dive in. I'm gonna assume that this is the take. Let's see how many tracks, how many takes I did total. I did 4. Only made it full all the way through twice. At the end of this one, I've got, again, a tempo change. I didn't change the meter this time, but there was a very drastic, going from 111 BPM down to 90 BPM for an outro kind of solo thing. And so that's probably going to need some editing, but cool. Let's I'm going to go through. I manually gate the toms because it actually takes quite a bit less time. Although, wow, I'm really digging into that the floor tom. Getting rid of the toms or properly gating the toms increases the clarity of the drums quite dramatically. I know I'm gonna end up doing this this rack tom, and it's quite simple. We just get rid of the information. Why I'm doing this is you can see there's 9 mics that I have to record drums, and all of those 9 mics are getting all of the information. Some of them are very good at rejecting information, but there's always going to be a certain amount of bleed going from mic to mic. And so what I'm now doing is getting rid of the tom information, and where I'm not playing the toms. Looks like James from HRJR just went live. Same time I went live, so yo, James, sorry you couldn't make it, and I couldn't make yours, but we'll just keep on keeping on, brother. All right, so with recording, just a little information while I'm doing this. There's 3 phases, actually 4 phases, I'm sorry. There's tracking, which means recording the actual performances. That's what I did earlier, about 30 minutes ago. Now I tracked the drums, and that's when I actually perform the drums. I gotta get this out a little more. and lay the drum part down, lay the music down. And what I'm doing right now is called editing. That's the second phase. You get the performance as clean as you can, and then after I'm done editing, which I'm probably just going to do the editing in this video. I'm not going to do what comes next, but what comes next is the mixing. And I mix drums, and then after they're done, and mixing basically is making all of the parts, the guitars and the bass and the vocals and the drums and the horn section and the keyboards and the synth and everything else sound good together. That is what mixing is. I'm going to go ahead and gate this floor tom. And that is what mixing is. And then the fourth step in audio production generally is called mastering. And that a lot of people just think is voodoo, or some people I've even heard is totally unnecessary. Mastering back when we worked with vinyl and tape was a very different beast than it is now. Mastering for vinyl is something I admittedly do not know how to do. I came into this recording gig in about 2001, long after everything had gone digital. So I don't know how to do mastering for vinyl, but mastering is basically the difference between imagine you've got a car and it's really dirty and you wash it and you wash it and you wash it and then you wash it again and it looks really, really good, right? Well, that's what a song sounds like after a great mix. But then you take the car, this super clean car, and you add 3 coats of polish. And no matter how clean it was before, it's going to look amazing. It's going to look much better after you master it. After you polish it. And then that is what mastering is. It's taking a mix and adding just polish. It is recommended to not have the mixing engineer be the mastering engineer. You want a different set of ears. Although I do, a lot of my clients just want me to do everything. In fact, the majority of them do, even after having recommended them to get somebody else to do the mastering. But I've had a couple of projects come in that I've mastered from other engineers, and if it's mixed really well, then mastering can take very little time. But if it's not mixed well at all, then mastering can work magic. It can bring a stereo mix from sounding horrible and having a lot of problems to sounding pretty good, pretty decent. It's basically a garbage in, garbage out type thing, but mastering can work wonders. It really can work wonders. All right, so let's see here. We've got I just finished editing or gating the toms manually. And now I'm going to work with phase correction. There are some software out there that I'm really interested in trying out. I haven't got around to it, that will automatically phase correct multiple tracked files, but I do it by hand, especially because it doesn't take too long. Especially like right here, you can see I did it all in one take. I did all the drums in one take. Well, it took me multiple takes, but I'm not patching anything together. It's one solid take from the end, from the beginning to the end. And so I go here and I look at the snare drum here, and first off, for the overheads, I use a coincident pair. Generally, I use a coincident pair stereo miking technique, which creates a very closed, very tight stereo image for the overheads, which I like. Generally, there's times when I've used spaced pair, or I don't think I've ever used near coincident pair. Because it's really wide. That's super wide. The image, it's too wide for drums. But spaced pair can be tamed a little bit and add some interesting stuff to listen to. But for this one, I used a coincident pair miking technique, which means that these two overheads are very close. And so I can take both of these tracks and align all of the rest of the tracks to the overheads when I'm dealing with phase correction. And so right here, what we're looking at is the overheads, and you can tell. Let's make them just a tiny bit bigger. You can tell these are pretty close together. Those are very tight, very phase coherent. There's a little bit of delay in there, but that's necessary so that that the stereo image can exist. If they were perfectly the same all the way through, then it would be mono. It'd be basically the same signal. But to pan, to create stereo panning information, if a signal comes from the right, then it's going to hit the right microphone before it hits the left microphone, and that delay is going to create a panning effect, a stereo effect. And so let's get these drums phase coherent. I'm going to put a marker right here, and then this I'm just going to move. Let's see here. It would be better if we did it right here. That's going to be the onset, the initial onset, and then we make sure that this is as close as we can. That's almost dead on. So that's the top microphone on the snare drum, and then the bottom mic. We're gonna do looks like this. No, that is right. That's right. I've got my microphone on the bottom of my snare is inverted. The polarity is inverted at the what is it? The preamp level. Yes, it hits my preamp, and the phase is the polarity is inverted on the way in, so I don't have to do that in the software. So I'm going to drag this just a little bit more. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that does look pretty good. Then I do it for my kick. Sometimes if I'm in a mad rush, I only do it for the snare, because that's the most important. It looks like something's been hit. Yeah, I've got a tom being hit. Let's see here. What? Okay, hold on a minute. Oh, no. Okay, that was my mistake. Let's find a place where the kick is just... Okay, so this is, hey, William. Thanks for dropping by. Good to see you, William. Always interested in interacting with my fans and my audience. I appreciate everybody. So thank you for joining us, William. We're at 16 minutes now. I'm going to phase align these this kick, and there it is. So the onset is right there. It's kind of difficult to see, but we'll go from up to down right there, and then up to down and up to down. I'm pretty sure that is fairly phase coherent. Except, man, kick is always weird. The initial onset is what's important. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see how that sounds. It's probably going to make the kick and the snare sound quite a bit more poppy. Yeah, that's sounding pretty good. And then for the last part of editing is comes by way of PreSonus Studio One Professional and its amazingness. So this is pretty good. Well, let's align the toms. Yeah, that one right there is a nice clean hit. And there's the onset. Ah, good. And we drag it. Oh, that's pretty freaking close. Maybe a little bit more. Oh yeah. Alright, sweet. Let's see if that makes the tom sound a little fuller. And this one is a clean hit. Not super clean, but yeah, we're good. That's great. Okay, so they're all phase aligned. So now we're going to go time alignment because I am not a perfect drummer. We're going to make all of this one hit, one take again. Well, it is, except for the toms. I had to cut up the toms. So we consolidate all of the tracks and then we analyze them. I'm going to choose the guides. Oh, good. We need to group them first. And we're going to align them by kick, snare, rack, and floor tom. And analyze. We're going to analyze all of the transients in the drums and the kick right now, and the snare, and all 9 tracks of drums. And then we're going to align them using the kick and the snare and the 2 toms as guides for the rest of the tracks. And Studio One is amazing with this. And so, let's give that some time. There we go. It usually has it's too high, the threshold. We've got to turn down the threshold some so that it doesn't detect false hits. Let me zoom in and see, make sure. Looks like the majority of what is supposed to be a hit is caught, and what is not is not. And then you push this one button right here, apply, and shazam. it time aligns everything to what it thinks is the best place, and then you go through and you can correct the mistakes that it makes. But I used to do this by hand. I used to use Ardour in Linux to do all of my audio work, and I was just getting left behind. There's so much more advancement in technology in the Windows world and the Macintosh world that no matter how bad I wanted Linux to work, it just like virtual instrumentation was all but dead in Linux. And this is as of like 4 years ago I switched. So it could have caught back up, but Studio One is amazing. Like this stuff just flat out wasn't available in Linux as far as I knew. And so let's see how it sounds. Everything should be aligned to the grid. And let's see what it says. Let's see what it says here. Yeah, it's all right. I don't know what I was trying to do with that hit. I think that'll sound pretty cool though. Yeah, I don't like how that sounded. So we take these markers off. And yeah, that wasn't the greatest playing, but we can go like that, and then it kind of evens out that triplet hit. Same thing here. When I'm quantizing for straight hits and I do triplets, it understandably causes the system to become a little confused. And this one wasn't quite as bad. Yeah, this needs to stay where it is and down a little bit. There we go. Wait for the system to cache a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Ooh, that sounded good, but it shouldn't have. About right there. That sounded good, but it shouldn't have. Yeah, that's good. There we go. I can already see that this one is going to be a nasty one. Oh, I just did a quadruple. Yeah. All right. Yep, I trust that one. Haha, doubles. Let's just take it all out. So there's 1, 2, 3 snare, 1, 2, 3 snare. This one probably could be a little bit back, forward, and then we're good. Come on, give it to me. There we go. Alrighty. These need to, yeah, a little bit there, a little bit brought in, a little bit over here. And we bring this in. That's better. Alrighty. This is turning out a little better than I thought. When I originally performed it, I thought I made way too many mistakes, but by the end I was convinced I could fix them. I haven't heard too many. Oh, that's right. This is the chorus, and the chorus is crazy, percussive wise, and this is where I started making mistakes. But you know what? I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. There, let's see where we are in the mix there. That sounded pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. That is one reason, one of the many reasons I love Studio One. It is it does a really good job if you give it a semi-good take, a pretty good take, and give it good parameters, get the threshold right. It can save you boatloads of time. As I was mentioning earlier, hey sweetie, what are you doing in here? My wife Sarah is on the in the chat room, and she's amazing in every way. I love her to death. Hope that's appropriate. All right. So yeah, it's gonna work pretty good here. So far, so good. So far, so good. That was a bad one. Let's get rid of these. Yeah, this was see, part of me feels bad doing this stuff this fast. But to be honest, if I'm going to succeed in the YouTube world, I know I need to create content, and I can make it sound almost perfect. If I had enough time to do one song every 2 weeks, my drums I think would be a little bit better. They wouldn't be a whole lot better, but my performance, I would be able to perform the drums. Like on my videos, I am concentrating so hard to do these songs correctly that I don't have it locked into my muscle memory, and it shows. It's like I don't have as much fun in my face in my performance as I could. But time will tell. We'll see if we can get away with one every 2 weeks, or what my fans and my community is interested in. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on going. We're gonna get this done. My biggest worry is when it changes the tempo. Oh, that was a little bit too quick. This needs to be drug out just a little bit. I love that slow, the slow grinding fills between the tom snare and the kick, where it's just doubles. I really like how that sounds. There we go. Ooh, 2 back to back. Alrighty, come on. This, every time my system gets a little bit slow, I have to remember that what I'm trying to make my computer do right now could not have been done just a few years ago. The amount of power that would be required to do this it's just kind of mind-boggling where technology is. And that'll do it. Those triplets, those are the only things that have really gotten in my way now. There we go. Nope. Need to wait for that one. Wait your turn. Come on. There we go. Whoa. Oh, see, this is the time change, the tempo change. This is, oh gosh. By the second measure, I was locked in, but those first 2 measures, man, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. See, I knew that it was gonna be slow, but not that slow. Going 20 BPM slower at the drop of a hat, man. That's tough. But I think I probably nailed it right there. There we go. Oh, no, you don't. I'm not going to allow that. There we go. This one is going to go back. Those double fills are sometimes problematic. And that's the end of the song. Boom! All right, that will conclude our session today. I appreciate those who came in to watch. It is Monday night, I believe it is Monday. Yes, it is Monday night. I've finished editing the drums. I'm gonna go mix them, and then I might even get the vocals done tonight too. I'm not sure, but I appreciate. Oh, hold on, I can switch the camera, man.